What is up, everybody? Welcome back or welcome to MAPLEWOOD Modding. Today we have a kind of different video than normal. We are back in FS22, and I didn't think that we would be back in FS22, but we are. Now, I know this video isn't going to get a whole lot of views or anything like that, and my goal on this video is not views. My goal is to shout out one of my buddies who recently passed away of osteosarcoma cancer, a very rare, I think it was a very rare, very aggressive bone cancer, and he was only 21 years old. So I'd like to dedicate this video to him. These vehicles, these three vehicles that you see in front of you. Sorry for my shaders bugging right now. These vehicles that you see in front of you were three of, I think, the 560 Power Strokes that Elias owned. So I just kind of want to go over here for a second. I know a lot of you guys don't know who Eli is. You can call him, he went by Eli, but actual name is Elias. So I'll try and call him Elias throughout the video, but I'm used to calling him Eli. So Eli was 20 years old. He was just like me. He loved 60 Power Strokes just like I do. And in, I think it was April of 2023 or sometime spring of 2023, he was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which is a very rare aggressive bone cancer. And he ended up getting the bone that was infected with that cancer replaced with a titanium bone. And I think everything was good for a while until the cancer ended up coming back. So they ended up amputating his arm, and it ended up spreading to his lungs. So recently, I believe it was November 20th that Eli ended up taking his first breath. I remember it was at 9:40 a.m. in the morning that he took his last breath, and it was very sad, but it was also at the same time, he's in a way better place, in a way better state than he was here down on Earth. And I know he's watching over us, and who knows, maybe he's even watching this video. But I wanted to go over some of the trucks that I built, because I know I still want to make it a little bit more truck focused, because that's what this channel is about. But yeah, so this is his more race style truck. I didn't have the mirrors that he had on his truck. I'll pull up a picture on the screen if I remember of each of his trucks. So this is his race truck. This is about as close as I could get it to what his truck looked like. It had the elbow tip that pointed up to the sky. Um, I actually kind of like this exhaust setup. It's not 100% perfect. This truck is not 100% perfect. I did about what I could on it. There's a lot of flaws that still need to be fixed, and there's a lot of things that I know I need to do, but this is what it is. I believe in every single one of his trucks, he had a non-VGT turbo setup in them. Moving on to Eli's big blue truck. This is his big blue truck. He often changed wheel setups, but this is one of the nice wheel setups that he had on his truck. These are the welds and bogger setups that he had, and it was one of the best setups I think that he had on this truck, in my opinion at least. He had the Alfrexes, the ranch hand, hood stack. Of course, it's leaning, had to be leaning, and got the ranch hand here in the back, custom tail lights. I know, like I said, this truck is not perfect. There's some stuff in Blender that I need to fix on this truck. It's not really going to be 100% perfect. It was really just to represent and show some of Elias' trucks. So we're going to move on to his tan excursion. This is the one that I'm sure everybody's going to comment. It's squatted, it's squatted, it's squatted. I'm not the biggest fan of leaned rigs, but in my opinion, this one actually goes hard. So this is his, I'm not sure what year it is. I'm not sure what any of these trucks are, but I know they all had the 6.0 in them. This is his excursion. He often had these setups backwards to where he'd have the boggers on the excursion and then these wides on his 6.0 here. But for the purpose of this video, I just went with the boggers on here and these wheels on here. This is his excursion. This is his tan excursion. It's pretty much stock for the most part. He did have a ranch hand on this at one point. It's got the 2017 mirrors. I think what he told me, I remember he told me that he had a 5-inch in the front and it was leveled, or not leveled, it was sitting either level or he took the blocks off in the rear, one of the two. So he had a 5-inch lift in the front. So yeah, this is his tan excursion, his big blue truck, and his blue race 6.0. Now I know that he had many other trucks. He had, I think, 2 other white 6.0s, and he also had a white 6.7, which is probably what he's most known for. But I do not have some of the custom parts that are what make the build, so I did not build them until I get those parts. I might build them in the future if I get the parts that I need. He also had the can't hide money plate on the front of his truck, so I had to go ahead and add that. But yeah, I did not have the parts to build his white truck, and I don't have enough pictures of his other white truck to build it. So most of you guys know that I am one of the biggest fans of 6.0 Power Strokes. I've wanted one since I was like 5 years old. This whole channel is basically about 6.0 Power Strokes. Here we have my dually. This one has no tires on it at the moment. This is my big YouTube rig, and this is one of my Patreon mods that I love. So yeah, if you guys have watched my channel for long enough, you guys would know that I am one of the biggest fans of 6.0 Power Strokes. Now, I met Eli at a truck show that was near me. I think it was one of the first or second truck shows I had ever attended. It was just a small parking lot one. It wasn't really anything big. There was a lot of classic cars there, but I know he ended up taking the time to basically show me his big white truck and everything about it, and told me that it had a 2019 motor in it because he blew up the motor in it and all kinds of other stuff like that. But I didn't know him that well, but I knew him well enough. I knew a lot about him. He was a really, really cool guy. He had a lot of the vehicles that I wanted. This is basically what I want. I want one of the big 6.0s. Instead of this blue 6.0, I want the white one. And instead of this, well, actually, I want the same exact truck as this, except painted white, basically, as a race truck. I like the lowered style one. I want one lowered long bed crew cab 6.0, one lifted crew cab long bed 6.0, and then I also want one. I want a stock one, and then I want one similar to this here, but white. Other than that, though, like I said, I wasn't super close to him, but I knew him pretty well. Um, he was one of the kindest, most caring people that you would ever know. At the time, I don't know how old I was at the time, nor will I really say, but I remember I was way younger. It was a couple years ago, and I had just met him as one of my friends was going to leave to go look at a truck from Texas, I believe. And so he introduced me to Elias and told me, just walk around with him until the meet was basically over, and that's pretty much what I did from what I remember. Um, he was one of the nicest guys. He wasn't really afraid to talk. He wasn't really, like he was really he was a guy who was, what's the word that I'm thinking of? He was a guy that was really like welcoming, I guess you could say. Like, hey, I don't know you that well, but hey, what's up? I guess including was the word I was looking for. He was very including. I didn't know him at the time, but he was still like, hey, what's up? Showed me the truck and stuff like that. So you could tell right then and there he was a really good guy, but there was a lot more to him that made him just such a good guy. He was just a really nice guy, very including, like I said, and there's a lot more to it, but I won't go over that for the sake of today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to look more into him, his Instagram is 6-liter Prius Eater or Elias Brandt. You can look him up on Instagram, TikTok. I don't think he has YouTube, but look him up on any of those socials. He's got pictures of him, his trucks, everything like that. So yeah, that was really just the purpose of today's video, just to share a little bit more about him. And you know he was, like I said, really good guy, and he's going to be missed. He is missed. And yeah, that was the purposes of today's video. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. I know this video, like I said, probably won't get many views, but views is not my goal of this video. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.